Hello everybody, it's Dio from Firm But Fair Gaming bringing you another video.
Hello everybody, welcome to another Diablo 3 video here for Season 28. Today we are taking a look at the Wizard and the Typhon's Veil set. So the bonuses for this set are that we get double duration of Hydras and increase the number of heads on multi-Hydras by 2. Our 4-piece is damage taken is reduced by 8% for each Hydra head alive. Each time you take damage, a head dies. A head cannot die more than once every 2 seconds. And the 6-piece bonuses, Hydras deal 4,000% increased damage for each Hydra head that's alive. So let's take a look at the other items that we need to utilize this build.
Enjoying all the videos and content we produce, don't forget to click on that subscribe button, click on that like button, and don't be afraid to share. Don't forget to click on the notification button, customize it however you want, but that way you're notified whenever we publish another video.
And while we do that, I'm just going to throw up a 110 gameplay footage so we can see the build in action. So I'll have that playing on the side there. So to round out this build, as you can see, hovering over it, we're only wearing 5 pieces because we are utilizing the Ring of Royal Grandeur in our cube. So the 5 pieces that we're wearing for this set is the shoulders, the chest, the gloves, the pants, and the boots. That gives us the ability to also wear the Guardian's Jeopardy set. And so this set is basically for every 1,000 intellect we're going to get 1% range damage reduction, and for every 1,000 vit, we're going to get 1,000 melee damage reduction. And then the 3-piece bonus is going to double our int and vit, so that is how we have almost 20,000 intelligence and 8,700 vitality. So this would be 8.7% melee damage mitigation and 19% ranged mitigation. Keep going with the gear. So for our helm, we are wearing the Magistrate. So your Hydra now periodically casts Frost Nova and deals up to 300% more damage. And for our weapons, we are using the Serpent Sparker. So you may have one extra Hydra active at a time, and they deal up to 300% more damage. And in our offhand, we are using Winter Flurry. So enemies killed by cold damage have a 25% chance to release a Frost Nova, and our Hydras deal up to 150% increased damage to enemies in a blizzard. For our jewelry, we are wearing Squirt's Necklace, so whenever we don't take damage, we get a stacking buff, and we can deal up to 100% more damage while taking up to 50% more damage as that accumulates. We're using Convention of Elements, so it is cycling through the various elements and gives us up to 200 increased damage in that element. So our damage type is, of course, cold, so we're going to want to cast our Hydras on cold, and that is when we'll get the biggest damage spike. And then we're using the Halo of Carini, so you take up to 80% less damage for 5 seconds after your storm armor electrocutes an enemy more than 15 yards away. For our legendary gems, we are using Bane of the Trap, so we increase damage against enemies under the effects of control and parrying effects, and we gain an aura at rank 25 that reduces the movement speed of enemies within 15 yards by 30%, thus proccing our damage bonus. And then also the Bane of the Stricken, so each attack we make against an enemy increases the damage it takes from us, and this is a stacking buff. And then at rank 25, we get 25% increased damage against bosses and Rift Guardians. For our 3rd gem, we are using Enforcers, so this increases our pet damage. And then at rank 25, our pets take 90% less damage, but that doesn't matter because our Hydras automatically die, like one of their heads die whenever we take damage, so that's kind of gonna become a moot point. Plus, they can't kill Hydras anyway. So those are our gems. For our cube, we are using the Fragment of Destiny, so our signature spells attack 50% faster and deal triple damage. And we get a spectral buff whenever you land an attack with a signature spell, and more importantly, Hydras deal 30% increased damage for each spectral stack to max as 10 stacks. In our armor slot, we have Tasker and Theos, so it increases our attack speed of our pets by 50%. Alternatively, you could use Mask of Jerem, although now that I say that, I'm going to just double check in here. I think you can't do that. That is a Witch Doctor only. I knew as soon as I started to say it that wasn't going to be true. And then lastly, we are using in our jewelry the Ring of Royal Grandeur. So this, of course, is what is enabling us to wear multiple sets because it is reduced the number of items needed for set bonuses by 1. So this is why we can wear 5-piece on the Typhon's Veil and then 2-piece of the Guardian's Jeopardy to get the maximum bonuses. For our skills, just throw the video down. So we are using Spectral Blade with Barrier Blades. So this is going to replenish our arcane power as we attack enemies in front of us. Using Magic Weapon with Deflection. So this is going to give us increased damage as well as some survivability. Blizzard with the Apocalypse. So this is going to call down shards and basically do AoE damage, and then we deal more damage to enemies caught in a blizzard. Teleport with safe passage, movement plus survivability because we take 25% less damage after teleporting for 5 seconds. Our storm armor with shocking aspects, so this is what is going to zap things to give us the 80% damage mitigation from our ring. And we're using Hydra with Frost Hydra, so they're going to breathe a short range cone of frost causing big damage, and we can have 2 of these up at once and the 10 hits. For our passives, we're going to have Galvanizing Wards, so as long as we have not taken damage for 5 seconds, we get an Inabsorb Shield for 60%. Sorry, couldn't talk there. Then our Elemental Exposure, so damaging enemies with Arcane, Cold, Fire, or Lightning will cause them to take 5% more damage from our attacks. And so we'll be stacking that up, which is why we have Fire on our Blizzard, and we got Lightning on our Armor, and Arcane on our Spectral Blade, and then of course our Hydras are dealing cold, so we're going to be able to stack that. And then Arcane Dynamo, when you cast a signature spell, we gain a Flash of Insight. After 5 of these, we get a 60% damage buff to our next non-signature spell, so we want to get 4 of those buffs up and then throw out a Hydra. And then we're using Audacity, so you deal 30% additional damage to enemies within 15 yards. So for rotation, touch on a little bit briefly there. As always, I'll say use your potion at your own discretion, but we're going to want to get our defensive buffs up, so our magic weapon, our storm armor, and then we're going to want to get our stacks up. And then as you can see, our flashes of insight, and also we want to get that up, and then we're going to cast our blizzard and get another 5 stacks and then put out our Hydras. So then we're going to get the fire damage cycling through for Arcane Dynamo, and then get our stacks back up to put out our Hydras for maximum damage effectiveness. So that's the Typhon's Veil build in a nutshell. So if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer those. As always, we appreciate likes, shares, and subscribe, so please click those buttons. And of course, you can come find me on Twitch. We are streaming pretty much daily, so come hang out. I love talking about Diablo 3, love running keys and everything, playing with viewers, and it is just a great time, so make sure to come check it out. So until next time, I hope you're enjoying Diablo 3, Season 28, and we'll see you in the next video.